Hi viewers, this is Sri Ramalu. So today's topic is Madelung constant. Madelung constant. Okay. Let two ions of opposite charge are allowed to come closer and closer. So suppose it is a sodium plus and a chlorine minus. If these two charges are coming nearer to each other, there will be a Columbian attractive force between them. Columbian means a Coulomb law. So Coulomb law is a force of attraction or repulsion which acts in between the charges only. So if the charges are opposite, then attraction will present. If the charges are same charges are present, then repulsion force will act. So that is a Coulomb law. Coulomb law works in between opposite or between the charges only. This force varies inversely as the square of the distance between the two ions. Varies means changes, right? So how does the force changes as the distance increases? As the distance increases, the force is decreases. When the distance decreases, force is increases. So there is a relation between the force coulomb and distance as 1 by r square. Okay, force is directly proportional to 1 by r square, square of the distance. Okay, how the force increases, distance increases, force decreases. When the distance decreases, force increases. If there would have only attractive force between the two ends, they have finally coils. If there are only attraction forces are there in between the two charges, attraction forces are there between the two charges, then what happens? They have finally coils. Coils means they finally meet together means they finally attach, stick together. Okay, but due to the electron clouds of the two ions, a repulsive force acts between them. Okay, so here, but actually what present around the charge, even it is a whether the positive charge. So if we take the example as sodium positive charge contains how many electrons around it? 10 electrons present. And a chlorine, if we take example chlorine, when it is in negative charge, around it how many electrons present? 18 electrons present. So then what happens when these two opposite charges are coming nearer to each other? These forces, in between these two forces, repulsive force will act. Okay, and not only between the two charges and also between the two ion core, that is a positive core and nucleus, repulsion force also increases. The repulsive force increases as the distance decreases. Okay, when two ions are coming very near to each other, then what happens? Repulsion force starts increasing instead of increasing attraction forces actually acts when the two opposite ions or charges are present at a large distance than attraction. When they are very near to each other, then instead of attraction, repulsion will start because of electron cloud, mean around the charge, around the atom, or inside the charge, many number of electron present in the shells. These electrons can starts repelling with the other atom electron. That is why two atoms never coalesced. Okay, they never coalesced. They never coalesced means they never meet together, they never stick together, they stay away from at a certain distance, they maintain a distance. So where the repulsion force and attraction forces balance, there only they stops and form a substance. Next, in this way, two ends attract each other when the distance of separation is large, and they repel each other when each other for smaller separation. For smaller distance they repel, for larger distance they attract. It is certain distance of separation two forces balance. Just now I said you. Okay. Okay. At the beginning, when two ions are very large distance, then attraction slowly increases, attraction will be more. And when the object, this one of them ion is coming nearer to the next ion, then also what happens, repulse, attraction increases. And when they starts when they are very near to each other, then instead of attraction starts a repulsion forces. And where the repulsion attraction balances, there only that atom or ion stop and they form a bonds. Now the potential energy is minimum and solid is stable. Okay, where the two forces balances, then potential energy becomes minimum, means less potential energy present, then solid become stable. Consider a single sodium ion situated at a position A. This is surrounded by six ions at the at a distance or not. Here, so there is a one diagram. So if you see the diagram, then you can understand what. Consider a single sodium ion situated at position what? At the position A. So see what is that diagram. This is. Okay, now see, let at the beginning here, full dot, this is indicates sodium, and it indicates chlorine. So it is sodium chloride structure, and sodium chloride structure is FCC structure. Why? Because inside the faces also atoms present. Okay, so here this is a structure. What structure? NaCl structure. Okay. There single sodium ion situated at a distance at a position A. This surrounded by the 6Cl minus ion. So see, 6Cl minus ions are there. Now let me see. One sodium surrounded by 6Cl minus ions. Here it is. At what distance? At R naught distance. R naught distance is the distance between two opposite charges. So if this distance is R naught, this distance is also R naught, this distance is also R naught, or this is. Okay, why it is one? It is sodium, it is chlorine, sodium, it is chlorine, it is sodium. So this distance is also R naught. At R naught distance, how many 6 Cl minus are there? So see, it is sodium. Around the sodium, 6 Cl minus has to present. At what distance? At R naught distance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. It is a chlorine. It's chlorine. At a 6 spaces, it is equal distance. That is R naught distance only. Okay. 6 ions at a distance R naught. Next, for sodium, there are 12 sodium ions are there. At what a distance? At a root 2 R naught distance. How many? 12. Root 2 R naught distance. Okay, root 2 R naught. Once again, see. So this is what it is, a sodium. From this sodium, so here one sodium is there. Okay, here another sodium, and here another sodium, and here. So how many sodiums are there? 12 sodiums at what a distance? At root 2 R naught a distance has to present. Okay, let me explain. Okay, one, let me take this diagram, and this position. So first if I calculate this one, then remaining also same thing. Okay. This distance we have to measure. So it is, see, at this distance, here to here what? r naught, and this is r naught, but we don't know this distance. For this, what I am doing, for this I am applying a right angle triangle. See, it is a right angle triangle, it must compulsory right angle triangle at a CL 90 degrees present. Okay, so it is what hypotenuse, it is one side, another side. Okay, one side is r naught and this side is also r naught, so we don't know this side is x. X is hypotenuse, side and side. According to Pythagoras, what is this is unknown, right? It is x r naught r naught. According to Pythagoras, hypotenuse square is equals to side square plus side square. Next, hypotenuse square is equals to how many? R naught square, r naught square, 2 r naught square. So bring this root this side, it becomes under root. X is equals to root 2 into r naught square root. Root here, root for square root cancel. So finally what we get? X is equals to root 2 r naught. Okay, yes, it is at a root 2 r naught distance, it is now. So 1, it is also 2, 3, 4, okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Over. All these are at exactly how, at what distance? Root 2 r naught distance present. Next, again this Cl minus Na plus surrounded. See, this is okay. So what is over? This is explained and is also explained. Okay, at all. Net 8 Cl minus ions present at a root 3 r naught a distance. Okay, root 3 r naught distance means the next cube we have to consider. For this is and for this is next to cube, if you consider, then you can easily get these answers, but here only one cube is shown, so it is not possible to explain remaining. Okay, or we can, okay, let me explain, try to explain one thing. Okay, we can explain this one. Okay, so at a root 3 distance, what we can explain? 8 Cl minus we can explain from what? Na plus. Okay, from Na plus Cl minus 6 Cl minus over, from this point 12 Na plus over, from this 8 Cl minus we have to prove at what a distance? Root 3 or not a distance. Yeah, so at the beginning I explained what are things this is, and this is 6 I explained. Okay, so 6 means which are at faces only. So faces covered, so the faces, why? Because they are or not distance only, it is or not distance and it is also or not distance. But if you observe at the corner also, what we have at corner we have chlorine ions. Okay, so how many corners present? Actually 8 corners present. So 8 at 8 corners, 8 Cl minus present over, but distance, it is important. What the distance? Root 3 or not distance we have to prove. Once again, see here, imagination is important here. And see here, from this point, from this sodium only, so sodium to water distance. Now which is better? It is better to take this one, so this distance. Okay. Now this distance can be measured from first water distance, it is r naught distance. Okay, it is r naught distance, and we know it is what? Root 2 r naught. Yes, just now I explained you, root 2 r naught. Now it is root 2 r naught and this is r naught, root 2 r naught, r naught, and we can see this diagram once again. From this point, at this point. Okay, so this distance we have to measure, we don't know, but we know it is as r naught and it is also r naught, and we have calculated it is as root 2 r naught. Okay, it is root 2 r naught, and this is r naught, root 2 r naught, r naught, then gives this distance. How? See, it is one right angle triangle is forming. Okay, so then this is a side, it is it this side, this side, and this side. This side we don't know, but this side we know it is a root 2 r naught, and it is r naught. Now according to Pythagoras, let this as x, hypotenuse square is equals to side square plus side square. Now for square root cancel, r naught square 2 r naught square plus this r naught square. How many r naught? 3 r naught square are there, which is equals to x square. Now bring square that side, it is root 3, and for root it is cancelled. See, it is root 3 r naught distance. Okay, so like this we have to understand. And for at a 2 r naught distance, 6 Na plus at what present at a 2 r naught distance means next to cube we have to consider, next to cube. Okay. Already I explained you what is that, it is at what distance, root 2 r naught distance present, I said you. If you consider next here, one this side one cube, and upside one cube, and this side one cube, and this side, and front to back, if you extend, then we can easily understand at what distance those two present. If you consider this side, then at the center one thing present, one atom will present. Okay, that is the center sodium only. Here to here is r naught, and from here to next center of the cube is r naught. So total is how many distance? 2 r naught distance. Okay, so this side to r naught 1, 2 r naught 2, 3, 4, back 5, front 6. Yes friend, like this you have to understand. 2 r naught means r naught is what? From face to center. Okay, so this side one more cube present, that is also from face to center, it is r naught, r naught, total to r naught distance. Okay, and so on means if many number of square cube present, then we can easily calculate for all them. Now the attractive potential energy and repulsive potential energy between consider Na plus ion and other ions as follows. Here it is a attractive potential, so sodium and chlorine attraction potential present, so it is a attraction potential. Attraction can be denoted by minus. Okay, next attraction between sodium and chlorine, 8 chlorine, already explained you at what distance, at root 3 r. See, distance is changing, it at r naught distance, it is root 3 r naught distance. Okay, root 3 r naught distance. Next, repulsive potential energy Na plus and 12 is at what distance? Root 2 r naught distance. Okay, root 2 r naught, so distance root 2 r naught, and here plus indicates repulsion, minus indicate attraction. Next, repulsion in between sodium and 6 sodiums at what distance? 2 r naught distance, 2 r naught distance. Okay, it is a repulsion. And combining all these forces, sum of these forces is these energies given by U is equals to U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus U4. So already these two are minus and these two are plus, and there is a common factor, this bracket, so common is taken in not complete bracket. So common factor is E square by 4 pi epsilon naught into R is only R naught up to constant only, and the remaining here r naught also taken outside only. Here what? 6 into 1 present, here 8 by root 3 present, 12 by root 2 present, 6 by 2 present. So this is the bracket, and plus 1 present, but we have considered only 4 things. Now this value, if we sum and all these values, then we can get that is a minus term only. Why? Because here 6 is highest to minus, and remaining all the smaller values, so that is a minus term we get. So how much? 1.74756 into this one. For 1 mole lattice energy is this value into n. N indicates here Avogadro number, and here this value is what? Madelung constant for sodium chloride. Okay, 1.74756. Okay friends, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to watching this video till the end.